Coming up on Oily Trash Movies.
Oh my god, is it gonna pan down to his boner?
That's right. Yeah.
Great, amazing.
I don't like to talk much, but it's funny because I talk a lot, but it's because it's easier to talk with people than talking to yourself.
All right, and we're live. Hello. And welcome to Oily Trash Movies. This is the only podcast with 69 subscribers.
Ooh.
We're your hosts. I'm Daddy Warbucks.
And I'm Bubblegum Barbie.
And today we got a great episode for our 69 sub special. This is called Sanctuary. But before we get into that, last week we watched Suitable Flesh.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so that movie is weird. Like you were saying as we were talking, you were saying that movie is just crazy to me because it's like an erotica kind of a film, and it is. It's an erotica. But for people who love Lovecraft, right? And I hated it, but I did love the concept of Lovecraft in it. I think I liked what they did with that in the story.
Yeah, the premise of body swapping, you could do a lot of interesting things, and I think there's even some sci-fi films like that. I know Bruce Willis did one, but instead of having it science fiction, have it more occultist based or just magical or ancient demons as is a common theme in Lovecraft. That is a great premise. This movie, like you were saying though, this was actually an erotica.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a raunchy film like, say, Call Girl of Cthulhu, which had lots of nudity, lots of boobs in it, lots of butt. It was all very tasteful, I want to say, in the sense that there wasn't any explicit nudity or explicit sex, but there was just so much sex in it, and you kept calling it HBO. I think it was more like a Cinemax special, and all I can think of is the fact that the characters are so old, and there's not explicit visual nudity, that this is a movie made for middle-aged women, as is the target. Something that's sexy, but not pornographic. It's strange because where is the crossover of people who want to watch erotic films and people who want to watch Lovecraftian horror films? It's gotta be near zero.
I guess I agree with you. I do stand corrected. I kept calling it an HBO. It wasn't an HBO film. It really was like a CBS or wherever that show airs. That's when that movie would be aired because it's so erotic that
Well, you call it Skinemax because it's a late night Cinemax special that is,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I don't watch
It's
TV.
got-
You could tell.
I really don't have anything to add about that movie. I still think you could have saved, you could have made a better film in the editing bay than what we ended up getting, but it wouldn't make that much of a difference.
I think what saved it was the acting. It made it believable, and that's pretty much it. That gentleman, the youngest character of that film, was phenomenal. He was so good. He deserves like the oily trash actor reward for sure because he played full. How many people?
He played 3 roles, yeah.
3 roles or 4 roles because I think there was a moment where he transitioned to the best friend or whatever. So yeah, he gets my best oily trash actor fantastic work award, but that's it.
I don't think there's anything specific to criticize that movie on because the acting was fine, the sets were fine, the practical gore effects and makeup effects were fine. It just we're not the target audience because we're not middle-aged women who like Lovecraft horror.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not my type of film, but I think there is an audience for that. Specifically, like older men and younger women would really like that. Something that's tasteful and not pornographic, but still pornographic, but not. I think it's great. And if you love Lovecraft, yeah.
This is a Valentine's Day movie.
Yeah, to spice up your marriage for sure.
All right, enough about Suitable Flesh, which is also very appropriate for our 69 sub special. But this week, this is called Sanctuary. What do we know about this movie?
Sanctuary is 96 minutes. It's a drama and a thriller, and it follows a dominatrix and Hal, her wealthy client, the disaster that ensues when Hal tries to end their relationship. The director is Zachary Wigan. The writer is Mika Bloomberg. And you don't know any of the actors, really. That's it.
All right, well, it sounds exciting.
Yeah, well, let's go.
Oh my god, it's Rumble.
Rumble
Isn't that where we
Films?
upload our videos?
Yeah, so if you guys don't like YouTube, but you are a Rumble, make sure you follow us and sub there.
This is some interesting music to start out our film.
Yeah.
Our dominatrix film.
Yeah, our 69 sub special. So this is a one-room film.
Is it?
So I don't think we're not gonna get a stage change. I did like that. Ooh, this camera work is already awesome.
She looks like a prostitute.
I hate her wig. I hope it comes off. It's applied terribly.
He's getting a deposition. Or a disposition. Deposition. I don't know.
Have you ever been diagnosed with heart disease, diabetes, cancer?
Oh yeah, she's a dominatrix. She is making sure how far she could take it.
Making sure he has no medical conditions.
Yes.
How many times have I used recreational drugs?
You mean this week?
I swear to God, this
Her
is all gonna
eyeliner
blow
is
up.
cute,
Make sure you
though.
just tell the truth.
It's like subtle. Makeup is subtle.
You've never been anywhere
That's
close to
nice.
rehab and you can-
What the hell is this?
I don't know. Just go for the ride. It's 69 subscriber special.
out there.
She needs her teeth whitened, though.
Until their gums come off and prepare
Probably
them.
smokes. Leave her alone.
Great. You just don't have to add all the other stuff. I really
This is war if you were to hire Dominic Trix.
The man knows what he wants.
I already love how this actress was able to transition to this like lawyer to this obvious dominatrix right away.
Yeah, they're both pretty good.
Yeah, that delivery was spot on. And their chemistry already is really good. I believe it.
If this dude wants to be bossed around by women so much, he should just get married. Bubble. This is the opposite of what I want in my movies.
Hell yeah, thumbnail material.
Oh god, your knees on that hard tile.
I know. Props to the actor willing to do it.
When you think of yourself, what do you see? Is it something like garbage?
Are you an oily trash man? Man, I want to write a script where it's just somebody insulting somebody else for 90 minutes straight.
Yeah, do it. Like write me as if you were you but in female form. That's your next script. That's what we're gonna do next time. No, I'm serious. Like I need...
Female war.
Yeah, female war, and I'll play it.
If you come without my permission, hell, that is it, I swear to God.
Obi comes and then it just fades with credits.
That would actually be a perfect film. Oh, look at that blue ball. Ah, horror.
Yeah, this is the scariest movie I've seen yet.
I know.
Oh, so this has all been part of the script so far? I don't know about this scoring, though.
Oh, finally, it's coming off. Thank goodness.
It was a wig!
Oh, I hated that wig so much. It was horrid.
Fat stacks. What the fuck? Those are hundreds. Seems like a bad deal. Seems like a poor investment.
No, she gave him exactly what he asked for.
Is that his dad?
Yeah, that's his dad.
You had the board as this looming threat hanging over you.
Right.
Yeah, this is interesting.
The thing is, we don't have a board.
Oh, I guess it's not that interesting then. It was just fake.
This is like 50 Shades of Grey.
Almost, because he definitely is stacked.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's like a $150,000 watch. I don't see any diamonds on it, though.
He's breaking up with her.
She's getting dumped.
Take care, comb your hair, bye. Look, he's crying. Oh my gosh, it's like a breakup in real life.
This is just like in high school.
It's just not.
Oh, you're the professional.
She likes him. She got feels.
That's rule number 1 of being a hoe. You never catch feels for the Johns. Yeah, no way she was leaving that behind. I'm surprised she didn't finish that hot fudge sundae, too.
I know, right?
That cherry on top and everything.
I would go back, knock on the door, be like, "Give me my Hudge Fudge Sundae."
Give me my Hudge Pudge. This episode's dedicated to Hudge Pudge again.
That's weird art in that corner. What is?
Yeah, it's shitty art. It's just a bunch of random nuts, like glued to a canvas.
It's art. Is she gonna blackmail him?
The first time that I went to the dentist, I was 19 years old.
That's why her teeth are not white.
You know what
It's
happened?
weird. Okay, cut this. Okay, but it's weird that the actress, read the script and she didn't go and invested in like whitening her teeth.
Yeah, her teeth. I'm not cutting that because that was the first thing I said when I saw her. Her teeth. I'm assuming she's a heavy coffee drinker. She has perfect teeth too.
Yeah.
This is what's so tragic about it.
Takes to win?
Oh my god, it's probably waterproof.
Yeah, it's probably waterproof, and that's why he didn't
I want
panic.
what I'm worth.
Ooh, she did blackmail him.
The board is gonna think this is cool.
It doesn't matter what the board thinks. It's set up.
Oh, he lied. Brilliant.
That was a good catch out. Shit, $4 million. That's enough to hire a contract killer. Get someone from Death Do Us Part to take her out. I'm like, yeah, I got this dominatrix trying to blackmail me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm asking for specific assassins, Mr. Big and Mr. Little.
She really should know. She ought to know what kind of man she's marrying.
Oh my goodness, he's getting married. That's what they're setting up, a wedding.
Is she now more attractive? War?
Because she's crazier.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is it gonna pan down to his boner?
That's right. Yeah.
How can you
Great, amazing.
hard right now?
That doesn't look comfortable to sit on at all. There's a chair right next to it.
I know, right?
Snuck one.
You know, this all could have been solved if he had just let her go and then changed his number.
If he ghosted her.
Yeah, I mean, like, why would you tell a woman you're breaking up with her?
Oh, this is disgusting.
This is rape.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's horrible. It's disgusting.
Great choice, Bubble. This is the second movie in a row where the line, "You're gonna come inside me," was spoken.
Inside me.
What a perfect line for 69 subscriber special.
I'm ovulating right now.
Oh, so sexy. This is the hottest movie I've ever seen. Fertilize these eggs, baby.
This is a horror movie. War.
Yeah, this is my biggest fear. Like, a chick tricking me and then knocking her up.
Smile.
Lippy just joined us. He missed the part where he nutted up inside that bitch.
Yeah, that's so sad. Rip, Limpy. You missed that part. These intermissions are like strange. I don't know how I feel about it, but I think I'm more towards liking it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has artistic value, I think.
Yeah, the scoring is good.
It's grown on me.
Yeah, same. Like at first it was just so strange and so out of like
Well, this Act 3 instrumental is like, oh man, I'm pumped now. Oh, role reversal.
just knock her out.
I
She's
hate
like
myself.
willing to destroy his life so that
I
she's
really
like with
love
him.
the sound
I
of
mean,
my
that's true
voice.
love.
Yeah.
hate myself
I mean, that's a
so
stalker, you know?
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is his character arc. Now he's the dominating one. And now he's gonna be he's gonna murder her and then be like a ruthless CEO.
And then when she's like dying, the last thing she says, she's like, "Good job."
That prop knife looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
We've seen so many shitty rubber knives.
So many. Yeah.
Boy, do not test me!
Oh my god.
Dang.
Mate, you little shit!
It's so weird because I'm spooked. Like this is spooky.
Yeah, this took a turn. I wish it had gone this direction sooner.
I get it.
Because this is like really crossing the lines of whether or not is she insane or is she trying to do her thing?
Right.
Is this part of the script? This does really have vibes of like manic depressive disorders where like she's like a completely different person now.
Yeah, bipolar.
What if she really is the reincarnated ghost of her father?
Oh my goodness.
No,
He's either freaked out or turned on. I can't
you
tell.
could do it.
It's gonna pan down to his pants again.
Yeah. This is beautiful lighting, by the way. And it's raining outside, like all moody. Because this is the biggest revelation our main character has had, is the issues with his father.
Which, the images of his father have been a motif throughout this movie. Take here, come here, bye.
Remember to mace directly in the face, bye.
Sound broken?
No, it's water.
No, it's waterproof.
That's what I said.
I'll be like, your wife.
A slave.
That is the job that I was meant for.
Oh my god. That's the revelation? Ah, God, her teeth.
This is Rebecca. We're in love.
Ah,
Oh
cringe.
my god.
Love was like the...
Yeah. Okay. At the end, I liked the movie up until the end.
I mean, it had its strong moments,
Yeah.
but I don't think I liked this. This is your two characters in a single room type movie, which we've seen that with
Follow her.
Glorious, and we've seen that with Follow Her. The two movies we brought up as being our favorite movies. So what was the difference between those and this? I think just the compelling story of those two movies. Like this, when you get down to it, the two people in a room when the main conflict is just finance and like taking money or like losing control of a business, that seems a whole lot weaker than say Follow Her, where the premise was potentially a murder. I think it was like a haunted house murder type thing, and then in Glorious, of course, the fate of the entire known universe was at risk. And those were both compelling, strong premises that kept us engaged, even though there were only two characters. At the end of the day, I don't think I really care whether or not this guy got blackmailed out of $4 million or not, especially since he's worth 150 million, as we find out at the end. It's a pretty insignificant stake. I don't know. What did you like about this movie?
I did like the script, but I agree with you. I don't care too much if he's too much of the story, but I feel like I think a lot of people will like this film simply because it's kind of like realistic and it does hit on mental issues that people have all the time. Specifically, it tackles the work stress and why people who are in that pressure, why they go and hire professional glorified sex workers. I think for me it was a very educational scene, which I believe the actors, what I liked most about this film was the actors had chemistry and the actors were great with this. The location was awesome. The sound was great. It took a while for me to get there with the music, but then at the end, I think it was really great. Overall, I think I love the way it was filmed as well. I think it has everything, but at the end of the day, me personally, I agree with you. I don't care. I really don't care about this issue.
I'll tell you what part I did find interesting. One at the very beginning, which it was immediately abandoned, she mentions in his prepared script of their dominatrix session that the board was a Damoclean threat. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Let's see how he manifests his stress and his, being the big CEO and deals with that in the fantasy setting of the dominatrix and the power control dynamics and all that stuff. And then the entire second act where she's like, oh, I made a video, I didn't make a video, I'm going to blackmail you, I want money, I want this, I want that. It totally lost me. And then it recaptured me when she began to inhabit the spirit of his father. So it's like, okay, let's look at this man's personal, like as a character, let's see how his personal relationships impact this sort of fantasy world that he wants to live in. And it's like, okay, I felt like the middle of this movie was taken from a different movie. If the entire movie had been about exploring this character and his stresses in life, his whatever his mental illnesses that he maybe has, or his neuroses, his confidences, his strengths, his weaknesses. Let's explore all of that through this playground of the dominatrix. And, yeah, it gets too intense sometimes, it spins out of control, they kind of have this as though it really is a therapy session in a sense, and view it that way as a lens into the human psychology of our main character. If the movie had leaned entirely in that direction, I think I would have actually loved it. But yeah, with all of like the money and the blackmail stuff, that just totally lost me because the stakes. I didn't feel the stakes.
I agree with you on that. Like that, I think that's just what lacked in this film is that we didn't feel the stakes. I think that's the main problem. But overall, I liked this movie simply because it was very human. It's what we feel as humans constantly, or it just feels very human. It felt emotional. I was like emotionally exhausted towards the end, and I was just hoping that this movie finished because it's really interesting because I felt kind of like it was like a roller coaster, emotional roller coaster for me. And also it was horrific. It was scary, specifically like the way she blackmailed him, how she did that, the rape scene, that was horrific, and then her embottling her father was also very scary. I think this movie added more of a fear than Five Nights at Freddy's did, simply because of that, and I think I think I like this movie more than I like last week's film simply because of the emotion, because I was able to understand the story, I was able to understand the characters, and they felt real to me. And I think overall, when it comes to making, I think they checked all the boxes. I think it's a beautiful film. I think a lot of people are going to like this film. They're going to relate to this and they're going to come and learn from it. Like, even though you and I might not have liked it, we're still going to learn from it because that's what filmmaking is. It's the storytelling of the director slash writer of them trying to tell just a simple story. But at the end of the day, I think you don't love it simply because you just didn't feel the stakes as like what our main character's stake. It wasn't so dramatic as like Hollywood drama, right? But I think it was a very beautiful film simply because it touched with a very human-esque feel. I can't think of the word, so I'm making up one. It touched the human-esque of it being realistic. I think a lot of people will relate to this simply because it's so human-like and it feels like two people having a conversation and in a way that maybe a lot of us can't express, and I think it was done very well. So overall, I think this is a good movie simply because again, checks all the boxes.
Yeah, I don't think this is a bad movie. It's competently made. Both of our leads are talented. This hotel room is very beautiful. The film is this. You you keep saying it's extremely beautiful. I think this was just mid as far as lighting choices go and artistry. But it's not offensive. It's a good movie. I didn't care for it. I'll give it I'll give it $1 more.
I'm gonna give this 3 bubblegums. I think this is a good, yeah. 3 bubblegums is pretty good. I think this is a very artistically beautiful movie. I think a lot of people will like to watch something. If you want to watch something that makes you think and you want to come and like get something out of it, I think everybody who watches this film would get something about it because again, I think it's very human and it feels very real and you get submerged into it. I think that it's really pretty. And also, I disagree with you. I think artistically, cinematography is really beautiful because it's subtle. The lighting is subtle. The color palette is subtle. It's really pretty, and I think this is just a perfect artistic film.
I think people who are in the theater would like this.
Yeah, and I'm into theater, so I like this. So yeah, if you're into theater, if you're in the filmmaking, I recommend this movie.
I'm not sure I have anything else to say about this. I honestly, I feel like that is damning of the movie in itself, and that we don't have much to say about it. Like Art should make you think. Art should make you want to talk.
It does make you think, and it did make us talk. I think this is something that even though you were thinking about suitable for Flash, you're going to think more about this movie because if you watch it again, you're going to start catching things that some characters said, some of the wordings. It's like I think for writers, I think if you're a writer, I think you would like this film, even though you are a writer and you hated this film. but if
I don't think I would watch this again. Oh, certainly not.
interesting, okay, well,
Especially because listen. The reason you would watch something again
yeah.
is if you can see foreshadowing, and we kept speculating on whether or not this was all part of the script. It's like what about this is real, what is not real, but it was all played straight. And then at the end, it's like, we love each other, we're gonna get married or ride off into the sunset. There's not gonna be any clues to them falling in love. There's not. It's not like that's a twist.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I feel like so. I mean, I'm comfortable with my 3. I hated the movie.
But you hated this movie?
Yeah, this movie, like the ending of this movie. I think what happened is like, oh God, now we have to finish this because I'm tired. Like it's already a 10-page script. Like we need to cut it or whatever. And I think that they were.
Yeah, it's like the
just
writer
messed with-
ran out of ideas, and he's like, "What's the craziest,
Yeah.
most ridiculous thing I can think
It's
of?"
like, nah.
Like, okay, like this woman was a dominatrix. She's clearly not qualified in any way to run a hotel company.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
yeah.
Whatever.
I think that's exactly what happened. I think the ending really hurt this movie. I think that's why you didn't like this movie towards the end. I think that's what it is because I think the writer did run out of ideas or just didn't know how to end it and then just rushed it. Like, oh, okay, let's just do the I'm in love,
These were both static characters. There really was no arc. Because he starts off in the submissive. I guess, really, you could say that the arc is him realizing that he wants to be submissive and doesn't want to be a CEO. But, so I guess you could call this a story of self-discovery. But I kind of like to see my hero achieve something at the end of a movie.
He did. He achieved
Yeah, he achieved being a house husband.
No, he achieved in finding the courage to doing what he wants away from his family's approval, away from his father's approval. Because, okay, see, I think you're not really thinking about this properly, War. Maybe it wasn't done as intensely as it should have been, but I think it's subtle. I think this film is very subtle. I think it's just a beautiful kind of cool filmmaking film. Cool characters, and by cool I mean like the color cool. Like if you describe a cool color, I don't know. What am I trying to say here?
Bubble, I like all I can think about when you like as you speak is that gif of the woman with like the mathematical formulas
always,
like spinning in front of her face.
That's what you always think of me. Every single time I say anything, you're like, what is she, trying to say? I know she's trying to say something, but I can't understand it.
Like, well, it's cool, but not like cool, but cool as in the colors are cool.
When they
but
describe
not cool
like
lighting.
Okay, so you're in a hot tub, right? And you don't want a hot tub, and you want like a perfect temperature water. That's what I'm trying to describe. Like just.
Okay, take care, comb your hair.
I
That was Sanctuary. It's the perfect temperature hot tub, according to Bubble.
I got a perfect metaphor.
Let's try one more metaphor.
Okay. You know when Red Riding Hood, no, what's her name? With the 3
Little
bears.
Red Riding Hood.
The 3 bears. What's her name?
Goldilocks.
Do you know when Goldilocks goes into the house and she's trying to?
This movie's in the Goldilocks zone, is what you're trying to say.
Yes, this is what this movie is. It's just.
It's in the Goldilocks zone.
Goldilocks.
It's neither bad nor good.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll call this movie a sandwich in which the bread is kind of stale and hard, but you know what? You're hungry, man. God, you gotta eat something, so you just bite through this bread, and it's not that good, but it satisfies you. You're hungry, you're no longer, it sates your hunger. This movie did keep me partially entertained for 90 minutes, even though the bread was kind of stale. That's my metaphor on this movie.
Yeah, it's perfect. Mine
All right,
is
take care, comb your hair.
And remember to mace in that dominatrix face.
Bye.
Wait. I also wanted to say, like...